The information provided in today's video is strictly legal information and not legal advice. In order to ascertain legal advice for yourself or your business, please consult a tax lawyer. Thank you. Hi, my name is Marco. I'm a tax lawyer. Today we are discussing the importance of hiring a tax lawyer when you have been assessed gross negligence penalties or you have been reassessed past the normal assessment date. A tax lawyer can ensure that the CRA upholds their burden and proves that burden all the way to the tax court and protects your rights. The normal assessment period for individuals and a lot of businesses in Canada, which are Canadian controlled private corporations, is 3 years. So that's 3 years after the date you receive your original notice of assessment. For example, if you were to receive a notice of assessment on February 2nd, 2021, the CRA would have until February 2nd, 2024 to reassess yourself. Now, should the CRA reassess yourself past the normal assessment period, there is a shift in onus. The onus is on the CRA to show that you, the taxpayer, misrepresented on your tax return, which is attributable to neglect, carelessness, or willful default. A tax lawyer can hold the CRA to that burden. We will now go through where the normal assessment period is found in legislation. Under the Income Tax Act, the normal assessment period is found in subsection 152 3.1 of the Income Tax Act. So here's the definition of a normal assessment period. So like I said, for individuals and Canadian controlled private corporations, CCPCs, the normal reassessment period is 3 years from the date that the taxpayer receives their notice of assessment. Now, if the CRA would like to assess the taxpayer and the normal assessment period has lapsed, then you would move to subsection 152(4) of the Income Tax Act, which states that the minister may reassess the taxpayer past the normal assessment period should the taxpayer have made a misrepresentation that's attributable to neglect, carelessness, or willful default. Additionally, if the taxpayer files a waiver, then the Canada Revenue Agency may reassess the taxpayer past the normal assessment period. There you have it. Now, moving towards penalties. Remember that the normal assessment period and penalties both put the minister to a burden, and the onus is on the minister to show that has misrepresented their year or that the taxpayer is deserving of penalties. Once again, penalties are found in subsection 163(2) of the Income Tax Act and levies 50% of the taxes owing to the taxpayer. A tax lawyer can ensure that the taxpayer's rights are protected and that the minister fulfills their burden of showing that the taxpayer was grossly negligent. Further, under the Excise Tax Act, there still are normal assessment periods and penalties. The normal assessment period generally for the Excise Tax Act, GST, HST, is 4 years. There is also penalty provisions which are very similar to the Income Tax Act. A tax lawyer can ensure that your GST, HST filings for your business, the timelines are respected, and that the CRA upholds their burden. Finally, these are very complicated situations, and it's often best to have a tax lawyer review the situation and to determine whether filing a notice of objection is appropriate and to determine whether you have a legal basis to challenge your assessment. Should you require a tax lawyer, please contact myself at taxationcouncil.ca. I will be happy to look at your assessment and to provide you your options for challenging that assessment or to further explain to you why the Canada Revenue Agency states and has assessed you for owing more tax. Thank you very much.